I'm not sure what has caused it, but it seems like in this day and age, most people have seemed to have forgotten that words matter. Words mean things, people. And I feel like that forgetfulness is what has contributed to us so easily misrepresenting ourselves as well as blowing things out of proportion. Now, one of the words that I'm not really a fan of, ironically, is fan. And it's not really so much that I have something against the word, more so I have something against the way that we use the word. Now, first off, for those who don't know, the word fan is short for fanatic. A fanatic is somebody who is like overly excited about something, like borderline obsessed about it, either something or someone. And if you go back even further, originally the word fanatic was strictly used in religious circles because when somebody entered this fanatic type of state, people associated that with them possibly being possessed by an angel or a demon or something like that. So just based off of the basis of accuracy, I I don't identify with that word. But that wasn't always the case. Now when I was a child, yeah, I was fans of things, fans of people's. I mean, I'm still a fan of things. But the issue I feel like lies is when we become fans of people. Okay? And a lot of times, even the way that we use the word seems to blow things out of proportion. And that's what we're talking about today, is simply keeping things within their proper perspective. Now, let's take sports for instance. A lot of people are fans of sports teams or fans of athletes, things like that. I myself, like, I enjoy watching Steph Curry like everybody else. I don't consider myself a fan of none of these organizations or whatever, just off of the simple fact that I don't even hardly watch a lot of sports events no more. But a few years back, I was able to appreciate what Steph Curry was doing out on the court just like everybody else. Like, I happen to think Steph Curry is one of the best shooters ever to play in the NBA. He can shoot off the dribble, he can shoot off the catch, he can create space. He needs minimal space to be able to get off what would be a good shot for him. Like, yeah. But even if I were to describe myself regarding Steph, I would say I am a fan of his shooting. I am a fan of how he plays the game. I'm not going to say I'm a fan of Steph Curry. Why would I not say that? Well, we finna get into it. I had this conversation with my woman before, talking about that I honestly feel like it's just childish for one grown man to be claiming to be a fan of another grown man. I feel like it might not be right, but in my brain, to hear somebody say I'm a fan of someone else, it's like you just automatically put them over you. You just voluntarily put yourself beneath this person as far as status, as far as whatever it is that you're trying to express in the moment. And so I was talking to my woman about this and I played it out. I said, imagine that there's this new couple, this man, this woman, whatever. And let's say ever since she first started to get to know this man, he's been claiming, I'm a fan of this person. Let's say he's a fan of LeBron, right? So he's been saying this stuff for so long that let's say they've been together for 2, 3 years now, something like that. His birthday rolls around. She wants to do something special for him. So what does she do? Let me get you tickets to this game so that you can see LeBron. So you can see the man that you've been claiming you're a fan of. Well, honestly, I feel like part of him is obligated now to not just like this gift, to not just appreciate this gift, but you've been claiming that you're a fan of this man for all this time. So I feel like part of your obligation as well is to fan out. Fan out. Now your woman finna have to see this side of you that she never seen before. She finna see her man, who is a grown man, fan out over another man. Now, I don't know about y'all, but to me that just sounds unattractive. That just sounds like she about to lose a couple of attraction points for him that day. Like, bro, have some self-respect. You fanning out? Like, come on. As well as, let me tell you the flip side of this. For the women out there, if y'all have ever claimed to be a fan of another man, keep it real. How does your man react when you say that? Does he get defensive? Does he get extra curious all of a sudden? Don't lie. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. It happens. Why do y'all think that? Because in the man's brain, to hear his woman say she's a fan of another man, in his brain, that man could potentially have his woman. Hey, don't shoot the messenger. I'm just saying. That's why, if you notice, most times, women, if you say something to your man about being a fan of another man, what comes right after that? Some shade. Some shade. Oh, you like him? What? What you like about him? You didn't even say, you just said you was a fan. He done made it into a whole attraction thing already. Why do you think that is? Because that's how we hear it. That's how the man is going to process it. And like I was saying, about my boy Steph. Shout out Steph. Anyway, I think he's the greatest shooter in NBA history. However, it would be highly inaccurate for me to say I'm a fan of Steph Curry. No, I'm a fan of his talents. I'm a fan of how he plays the game, of how he shoots. I'm a fan of all of the hard work that he put in to become who he is. Why can't I say that I'm a fan of Steph Curry? Well, the biggest and most glaring reason for that is because I don't know Steph Curry. And if anybody out there, y'all done probably heard as much barbershop talk and all that as I have. When people claim I'm a fan of this person, I'm a fan of that person, y'all ever seen them people talk and discuss and argue sports with each other? It gets highly disrespectful. I done heard people talk, I'm a fan of this person. Oh, you like him? Oh, you like people that don't know how to keep their hands off of women? Oh, you like people with gambling problems? Oh, that's who you like? You know he had an issue with what dude? Bro, we talking about on the court. We talking about on the field. We talking about. But do people process it that way? Nope. No, they don't. They immediately start attacking the other person. Well, who your favorite player? Oh, I like such and such. That's soft. You like him? You got the nerve to talk about who my favorite player is, but your boy can't. He always hurt. Your boy ball hog. He don't even know how to pass the ball. He ain't never had a teammate he like. Obviously, he just taking shots. Even into their personal life with it. Oh, you like the people with gambling problems. You like people that's financially illiterate. You know he broke, huh? He went broke right after 2 years after he retired. That's who you look. Why do y'all think that happens? Because you claim for however long to be a fan of this person. Now, when somebody else says something derogatory about that person, you don't even know this person. And the crazy part is when I seen it happen, the two people that's arguing, they know each other. They could either be friends or family. And they even started to take personal shots at each other after a while, just off of. And it's like, how much sense does that make? We are sitting here arguing back and forth, taking personal shots at strangers, taking personal shots at each other, all off the basis of being fans of people who we don't even know. That's crazy to me. That just sounds crazy to me. I'm gonna disrespect this person who I have a bond, I have a relationship with. I done made memories with this person. I'm probably gonna make more memories with this person. But in this moment, I'm about to talk about them like a dog if they attack my fandom for this stranger that I don't know, who, if I happen to, God forbid, pass away tomorrow, that person would have never even known I existed. It's like, come on, what are we doing? What are we doing? So we have to be mindful, and we have to, like, I highly recommend that we remember words matter. Words mean things. And words are so powerful, and words have so much meaning, that words also affect behavior, which is why when you express to somebody who you're a fan of, and then they attack that person who you're a fan of, that's what sparks the feeling of obligation within you. You've been saying that you're a fan of this person so long that even yourself is convinced you are a fan of the person. So now when somebody else says something about this person, says something contrary to what you think about this person, you feel it in your soul that you have to defend this person. You gotta defend that person. You gotta discredit the person you talking to. And if they keep on the path that they've been speaking on, now you gotta get disrespectful with them. That's just, and that's just a small example of the power of words, of how you simply just saying something all of this time, even if you're not aware of the real meaning behind these words. Why do you feel obligated to defend this person? Just from a common sense level. Do you know this person? No. Did this person do something for you? No. Do you owe them a favor? No. So why is it that you feel a way that you have to defend this stranger to the person that you know? Like, let's just be logical about it. It does not make sense. But it does make sense if you know words mean things. Words have power. Anyway, back to this fanatic word. Another reason why I don't consider myself a fan of people. I don't even consider myself fans of teams. Why not? Because the team is made up of people. So even just claiming to be a fan of a team, it's like when you claim to be that, now all of a sudden, whatever that roster is, these are the people that you're going to be fans of. These are the people you're going to be biased towards. And that's all good. A healthy fandom, I don't have no issue with that. My simple issue is when people blow things out of proportion. Hey, if you're a fan of this person, but you know what you're saying, you know the meaning of these words, hey, by all means, keep being a fan. However, once we start to blow things out of proportion, It's not worth it anymore. At least to me. Few years back when when Kevin Durant was still on the Warriors. I don't know how many people remember this, but they were playing. This is when Toronto with Kawhi. This when they won their first championship for the country. I can remember because, like I said, I used to be into it. I ain't gonna lie, I still dabble into sports, but not from a fan perspective and not from a perspective of being invested in the outcome. Honestly, I just keep up with what's happening in sports just to be in the know. On some nosy shit, I guess. As well as I like to keep up with the narratives and the storylines that's being painted. But anyway, back to when Toronto won their championship. Leading up to that, Kevin Durant got injured. Now, as long as Kevin Durant was healthy on that Golden State team, it was pretty much a foregone conclusion. Oh, the Warriors finna win another one. But leading up to that championship series, KD got hurt. And when he got hurt, they were claiming that it was a calf strain or a calf injury, something like that. But a lot of the sports analysts and stuff kept on saying, like, I'm not sure if they got that diagnosis correct. A lot of people kept saying, I think that could potentially be something to do with his Achilles. And so all the fans, everybody was invested in that storyline. They saying calf, but it could be Achilles. It could be Achilles. It could be. Well, because they diagnosed it that way, KD ended up coming back for the championship series against Toronto. Now they were playing a game in Toronto. This was one of the games in Toronto. During that game, KD re-injures the same leg. Re-injures the same leg. And in most people's brains, when he went down and he was hurt, we knew that ain't no calf this time. That's for sure. Gotta be the kid because all the analysts had already put it in our brains. That's the Achilles. That's the Achilles. Not only that, most people know when you have an Achilles, you're gonna be done for the season. No matter at which part of the season you get hurt, you're gonna be done for that season. Now this is the championship series. Everybody knew if that's the Achilles, he ain't coming back for this championship. The Warriors finna have to try to win without him. But this is what happened when he got hurt that just disgusted me, honestly. And I said to myself in that moment, if this is what it means to be a fan, count me out. Count me out. Now, when KD went down, injured, the entire arena in Toronto, they cheered. Everybody clapped. Everybody was cheering. Everybody was high-fiving. All because they felt like they know KD's out for this series, which increases Toronto's chances to be able to win this championship. But in that moment, all I saw was a bunch of people putting a game over the well-being of another human being. And I was disgusted in that moment, honestly. It's okay to be happy for your team. It's okay to support your team, but to cheer for another person being injured? It's like, man, what are we doing? At some point, even as a fan, you gotta keep stuff in its proper perspective. Being a fan should not be more important and it should not take priority over being a decent person. It shouldn't. Just simple and plain. So essentially, that's all I wanted to talk to you guys about today is keeping things in their proper perspective. Be mindful of the things that you say. I highly recommend you to know what these words mean that you're saying. Realize how these words that you're using can affect your own behavior. And like I always tell you guys, if y'all feel like I might have missed the mark with this one, if you feel like you didn't convey, or if you feel like you didn't receive what I was attempting to convey in this video, let me know. Leave it in the comments. Leave it in the comments. I'll get to it. I'll read them. I'll come back and do a whole redo video if I need to, or whatever topic it is that you guys would like to hear me delve into. Let me know. I'm here. I'm gonna get to it. I'm telling y'all, I'm gonna get to it. Let me know.